Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to IXION. We're in episode 11. We just arrived in this strange new sector and there is this massive, absolutely massive amount of debris around me. So what exactly did we jump into? Is this the remains of the... was it the Etemenanki? I'm not sure. Let's have a look and see what the center, the command center wreckage is. Like, is this... was this mobile? Was this a ship? I don't know. Let's send the rat out and figure out what's going on.
Ship has arrived at its destination.
We're gonna first vacuum up the science and then figure out what we can learn from this thing. As for the ship, we're looking at a fairly quickly diminishing amount of alloys because I'm trying to fix the hull back up. So as the science ship is vacuuming up whatever it can, let's see if there is any... oh, yes, there is. Iron, carbon, silicon, basically the whole shebang out here. Because we're going to need a lot of that. First priority, I think, should be iron. Secondary priority... yeah, carbon would be nice to pick up, although I'm pretty good on that. Silicon also quite nice, but again, secondary priority. Ice, I am still I'm still really quite good on that. Okay, science is going to progress nicely. We're currently working on something useful, I suppose. Yeah, the mess hall upgrade, so I can house more people. Or feed more people quickly. Alright, so what's going on? Initial reports indicate that we found the wreckage of the Etemenanki's command center. The UN ship appears to have been attacked. By what? Holy crap. Although the command center of the Etemenanki is heavily armored, the structure has suffered terrible bombardment. It appears as if something sliced through the larger superstructure of the Etemenanki. This must have dislodged the center and separated it from the rest of the ship. Wow. Numerous pieces of debris and corpses float around the ruin. We've located a breach within the armor plating that should get us inside. Go ahead then. What the hell happened to that ship? Again, this is the command section, I suppose. So that massive ring is the superstructure. I have a crew of 1,400. This crew must have been in the hundreds of thousands? And you can see the ring all the way out to there. It's enormous. Huh. Okay, this is done. I can feed 700 people in a mess hall now. That's excellent. I still have some housing shortages. And I think I might need to open up another sector. I have enough workers, I have enough food, I have enough electronics, and I have... well... yeah, I have a decent amount. How much can I pick up in the sector? 800. Let's do it. We're gonna make this a housing sector. Sector 5. Just flat out housing, feeding, and probably not much else. Because we have a lot of non-workers. They're gonna have to live somewhere. Alright dude, what you find? The frozen rooms through which the rats team have had to navigate are from a nightmare. Projectile damage covers most surfaces and there are signs of electrical fires having raged throughout the corridors. This is not to discount the ever-present grim sight of severed corpses. Upon entering the bridge, the team discovered the bodies of the Commander-in-Chief and other officers. It appears they took their own lives. We must retrieve the Rima's data. The Tycoon should be kept in close proximity to the command center. This will allow the RATS team to use the station's power via a retractable telescopic pole and access the center's terminals. Let's do that then. It's going to take me 4 cycles. What the hell happened? I mean, what is possible, what's capable of doing so much damage? That's pretty scary. I doubt it's this whole weather front, but I simply don't know at this point. Let's see if we can vacuum up some more science and see if I can get some other research done. The drone base could be useful for just shipping up resources fast. Especially considering the fact that my food needs are going to be all over the place now. I know I was also working on the train station, but this just speeds up crew transfers. This is probably going to be lower hanging fruit. Collapsed food production district. Oh, this is another part of the UN ship. Right, Professor, you're going to check that out. There is so much to explore. Administrator, the crew are encouraged by how many survivors we brought aboard the Tycoon. The increased population reinforces the feeling that our goal of saving humanity is achievable. The new crew members, woken from cryonic pods, are now part of something bigger than themselves. Trust bonus plus 10. I wasn't aware I was still picking up survivors. I guess I'm just, yeah, I'm just using the cryo thing. Alright, some requests. While Sector 1 has contained potential new crew members in cryonic pods for a while now, there are no active cryonic centers in the sector. This leaves the crew extremely concerned. No one likes cryonic sleep, and some of them still remember the first cryonic accidents during Earth's epidemics. To allay their fears, the cryopod's inhabitants should be awoken as soon as possible. Turn on every cryonic... Yeah, I can do that. That's not that hard. There, done. What else do you guys want? The sector has converted to the Cult of the Hull. This has had a positive impact on the morale of the crew. The converts are waiting to hear your opinion on their worship. Sanctifying the Tycoon and its facilities does not directly violate any Dolos directives. I'm not big on cults. I am really not big on cults. I don't like them at all. With the amount of polymers and potentially electronics I have, I might be able to go for an upgrade to the Tycoon.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Still really expensive. Oh right, I needed the research for that. This one. And now I'm jumping from one research project to the next, which is less than ideal, but I'm trying to keep the whole thing together. Okay, vacuum up the science. Thank you. What we got here? Our sensors have located a section of the Etemenanki drifting in the vacuum of space. Our initial readings are registering a lot of organic debris. Professor's team says we're on site. This part of the Etemenanki was responsible for the ship's food production. Production was divided into two zones, vegetal and animal. We've also identified a self-contained area generating a heat signature. The area is small, but it's not impossible that some survivors may be sheltering there. Okay. Let's see what we can find out from those potential survivors. If we have people actually surviving this whole party, and they can tell me what the hell happened, then I would be very interested to hear their stories. Also, my hull integrity is dropping like a brick, which is less than ideal. I cannot... Well, I can free up just enough power here. Power this, there. I got 4 power to spare. That's all. The debris field we have entered is mostly composed of corpses. The floating bodies bump against the hull and create sounds that reverberate throughout the Tycoon sectors. This is not providing beneficial for the morale crew. Go figure. DLS reports indicate that the EVA crew are discussing their experiences working outside the Tycoon, with colleagues in mess halls compounding the problem. So... yeah, I'm surrounded by corpses. Morale will be affected. For now, morale is really good. Really, really good. I hope I can keep that up, but I kind of doubt it. This hull integrity is going to be a problem very soon. Very, very soon. I need a lot more alloys. Let's put this on hold for now. Because I can always use the alloys for hull repair first and come back to this later. What's in the command center? Let's have a look.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Administrator, the Remus coordinates aren't there. Shit. As you know, Vol coordinates are incredibly complex algorithms that require advanced technology for their storage and application. We did identify a storage area within the command center where such equipment, perhaps including that stolen from the Protagoras, should have been held. It has been ripped away, shorn by cutting lasers and taken. Okay, so whoever attacked the Etemenanki came prepared and they wanted this stuff. There is some small hope. A single damaged calculator terminal was found. Power supplied from the Tycoon has allowed us to access it. It appears that the Etemenanki's final moments, while they attempted to address the colossal damage to their ship, the crew were able to identify and record the self-similar signature of their attacker as it withdrew. Perhaps they hoped to later mount some sort of pursuit to recover the stolen coordinates of Remus. We're now in possession of that signature. It says Piranesi, a ship of the Black Market Society. This is where our hope fades. The few officers' logs we have found that detail the attack are terrifying. It seems highly likely that the coordinates of Remus are now on board the Piranesi. Having processed the data we have found within the center, and thanks to the old recordings of the inactive distress signals, we've been able to locate other parts of the Etemenanki which have drifted across the system. Great. I can figure out what they were supposed to do, or I can see what happened with the Piranesi. I want to see what happened. I really want to learn what the hell happened to that ship. Now, I'm thinking it might have been a big ship that attacked it, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, like, enormous. Because that UN ship, if it is such a behemoth, it was probably well armed, but it was definitely not maneuverable. It was definitely not quick to react to, well, anything. So it is possible that a smaller craft, like the Piranesi I suppose, was going out and just hunting it. And making it look stupid. Okay, how many alloys? There we go, we got 79. Excellent. I got quite a bunch of non-workers. So I'm going to turn this center back online and train a bunch more colonists, because I don't really have a whole lot to do for my non-workers. But I am expecting that I'm going to be needing them, the colonists, at some point. Let's see what you can find in that foods district.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Upon entering the area, the crew of the Professor were confronted by a UN soldier exhibiting extreme signs of dementia. Yelling the words, "Die, Dolos scum!" they opened fire on our team. The confrontation ended with the depressurization of the area due to projectile fire and the death of both the soldier and two of the Professor's team. Investigating what they could afterwards, the team has concluded that this was a place of indoctrination for the surrounding production zone workers. Remains of a statue dedicated to the glory of the Etemenanki commanders were found, as well as other art pieces aimed at condemning the enemies of humanity, Dolos and the... what? The Ashtangites? Who are those? Okay, let's go for the vegetal zone next. What? Ashtangite? Who is that? Another probe. There was a healthy bunch of iron out there. Come on, scan that.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Unfortunate. Thought there was a bigger spot. Oh, ice. Lots of ice. Carbon. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be starved for resources here. That's a good thing. Come on, scan it so I can just discard that one. That's ice. Let's go for iron first. Highest priority. Big iron. Big iron. Loads of iron. You. I like you. Is my fleet all doing anything? No, you're picking up colonists. No, let's not do that. Just pick up more iron, I guess. And how are my water supplies? Half. The next is gonna have to go for ice. The next probe. Okay, next up, the destroyed command center is gonna give us the next step, and 40 science. So first science, we'll figure out what they have to tell us after. Research complete. That was the solar panel upgrade. With heat recovery, I can boost it by a little more. But I still want to go for the drone bay. Let's go. And that's gonna go fairly nicely. Iron. Almost 1,000 iron. That's nice. That's really good. Okay, so the collapsed food district's gonna be next again. There's definitely a lot to tell here. Drilling through several layers of debris, the professor's team finally reached the vegetable production area. They were greeted by floating corpses of UN soldiers and crew. A few district workers seem to have reached emergency cryopods before depressurization. A few? There's 235 cryopods. Hydroponic technology was used aboard the Etemenanki to grow fruits and vegetables in large vertical aisles. Recovered yield reports detail how hierarchical rationing reserved the rarest of foods for higher-ranking crew members. Right. Although the remaining food production facilities are unusable, a few intact storage containers were found by the team. Retrieved resources have been prepared for extraction. That's a lot of food. And I have personalized instructions upgrades for the crop farm. Let's go for the animal pens. So what's that upgrade for my farms? Personalized instructions. Increased by 40%. That's quite good. I'm definitely not going to be running short on food anytime soon. Which makes me happy. This is also looking very good. I need to be able to store more iron, actually. The whole sector's kind of a mess. And if I'm able to locate/relocate a couple of workers from this sector to another, or sorry, non-workers actually. If I can relocate them from here to I don't know, here, I should be able to free up some space and build more of the production, or sorry, build more storage. So we're gonna store more people here. How many colonists we got now? 85. Excellent. Keep going. I don't think we're going to need them in this sector, but better have them and not need them right now than the other way around. Sword Command Center. As the Etemenanki paused in the Krok system, it was surprised and attacked by the Piranesi. Reports indicate colossal casualties. The UN crew was able to find a flaw in the Piranesi's defense systems and attacked. Let me try that again. The UN crew was able to find a flaw in the Piranesi defense system and managed to mount a boarding assault. The Piranesi responded by firing its main weapon before fleeing the system. The last survivors of the attack, who could not enter cryonic pods, either died from the cold or slowly asphyxiated in the days that followed. Fun. Okay, let's see what the Etemenanki was here to do in the first place. I wouldn't be surprised if they, just as well as I was, were trying to find another habitable site. If they were trying to get to Remus themselves, to continue humanity, pretty much. Alright, with the resources I now have, and the discount that I'm getting, this does seem, somewhat reasonable. I'm saying somewhat because I'm still not entirely happy about spending 200 polymers on that. Option B is the nuclear power plant. Transforms hydrogen into 10 power per cycle. I need another building block here. That doesn't fit very well.
Ship team has completed a task.
Oh crap, we're in the dark. Or we're going to be in the dark real soon. Build a road. Yeah, we're going to be in the dark real soon. Let's turn off one of the iron mills, steel mills. Quest. The animosity between former crew members of the Protagoras and the Etemenanki is becoming a problem. Accommodating survivors from both crews together in the Tycoon threatens the stability of the station. Plane protocols recommend temporary separation till tensions ease. Initiate population transfer and individuals will be sorted automatically using DLS data. No. Very straightforward. No, this is not happening. I'm not going to be moving crew members around. You guys are going to have to work out your differences. I know you were former enemies, but humanity's fucked, and we're all going to have to be friends now. So, best get to it. Give me that solar panel. Because eventually I'm going to need it anyway, so I might as well do it now. I'm going to take a really sizable chunk of my polymers, but thankfully I still have a ton of carbon. So we're going to drop this off at the base. Yeah, we're going to need all the polymers. Where are all the polymers? Oh, they're all here. And here. Gotcha. So I would love more polymers in Sector 6, if you don't really mind. Like 60. So we can start shipping them out to the EVA base.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, by powering the command center, the RATS team was able to extract and analyze core mission data. The Etemenanki was a UN ship initially launched to find other exoplanets. See? Early data logs from their voyage indicate a glaring lack of preparation to accomplish such a task. Sounds like the UN. In the absence of a habitable exoplanet, they seem to have concentrated on the search for what the UN had designated as enemies of humanity, Dolos and the Ashtingites. By boarding the Protagoras, the Etemenanki was able to locate Remus. Okay, so initially they wanted to find an exoplanet. Not being able to do that, they decided to do something else. They decided to hunt down the enemies of humanity, i.e. me. And the Protagoras, and I don't know, whatever other ships there might have been. 50 signs there. Collapsed food district. Was that a dog? Yeah. The production area has been gutted for several hundred meters. The huge amount of floating carcasses has made it difficult for the team to differentiate between what is animal and what is not. The team did find several working cryopods and have prepared these for extraction. Production seems mainly to have been galliform, though there are signs that rarer meats were produced. The professor's team wishes to specifically note that they found a cryopod containing a dog. The owner seems to have decided that the animal's life was more important than their own. Their corpse hangs on the pod. Okay, so we got a dog now. We got 25 science and another 200 cryopods. I can either provide a new home for the dog, or I can leave the wreckage. No, of course we're gonna bring the dog. Of course why is this even a question?
Administrator, we have found the Piranesi signature stored in the Etemenanki's destroyed command center. It is a ship unlike any other in our records. A formidable opponent, now in possession of the Remus coordinates. The eventual failure of the Tycoon's hull is inevitable. We have no other choice but to confront the Piranesi. Before we leave the system, we must find a way to develop an effective countermeasure strategy.
Sure. Easy. No. Fine. Okay. I don't know how they want me to do that, but I'm game to try anything. If this ship, the Piranesi, was able to do this much damage against this massive UN warship, then I don't know how my rickety boat called the Tycoon is going to be able to take that thing on. That seems like it's a bit much. Ah, the drone bay has been unlocked. Excellent. The Piranesi, a rogue spaceship. I don't like the look of that thing.
A probe has completed its
Not
scan.
one bit. We still have research here for storing more. I don't find that to be particularly useful right now. Maybe more on the tech lab. This is a boost to research speed. 5 science every 3 cycles. Requires high-risk experimentation. Sorry, high-risk experimentation field, so that. This is going to require family work. This is going to require the PA, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That will give me 5 science every 3 cycles. That's a lot better than 1 science every 10 cycles? A lot, anyway. That's not very interesting. Anything I can do about the Tycoon's hull? I need an EVA airlock upgrade. Shaping worker behavior. That one. Let's first increase the efficiency of the repair of the hull, because it seems to not be going very well. Because we don't have any alloys. Okay. Rat, go there. There's also the reactor wreckage. Look at it. This is the size of the debris of this ship. This is the area that they need to just harbor all the stuff from the whole ship. It's basically like the ship is taking up a quarter of the sector. That's a lot.
A science ship has arrived.
Okay, as for picking up cryopods, we're not going to do that just yet. What's happening here? Administrator, I did not expect this decision. I would remind you that Dolos regulations prohibit animals on board the Tycoon. I do postulate, however, that the animal's presence may be good for crew morale. Exactly. Of course we're going to bring the dog. Now, I can pick up the food. I swear this is coming closer. Holy crap. I didn't even see all of that. The problem that I do foresee is that I'm going to have to go in here. And my ships are going to have a really awful time doing that. Scans have detected large quantities of steel around what appears to be wreckage of Etemenanki's industrial zone. We've arrived at the ruined industrial zone. The view is intriguing. In addition to the general debris and bodies that float everywhere, there are large piles of previously molten metals that have solidified when the area was exposed to the vacuum of space. The zone has been ripped open and much of the interior appears to have been blown away. The structural tear extends into storage area full of suspended yellow particles. Let's first explore the whole zone. The professor is going to go back to the Tycoon to bring on more people, and we're going to have to investigate the reactor next. Now, how are we doing on the solar panels? Is that what we're working on now? Yeah, it's almost done. Good. I don't like the drop of hull integrity. It's really quite severe at this point. Pause this for a second and fix the hull back up, please. Because I can only go to 700.
A new request awaits your attention.
Request. Tell me. What is it you request of me? Inconsistencies were detected within a crew member's DLS records. After reviewing the data, I found that the crew member is actually a dog. A Barzoi, to be exact. I've not discovered how it came to be on board. Its mere presence violates several health protocols. I will say that it does seem to be proving extremely beneficial for crew morale. Of course we're going to keep it. Officially recognize the dog as a member of the dog's crew. Well, as the member of the crew. Look at that! +1 stability. Everybody loved that. Excellent. Everybody loved that.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, what's the deal here? Why are you coming back damaged? The industrial zone itself is devastated. Both factory machinery and crew were covered by flying molten metal as depressurization occurred. As the metal solidified, grisly monuments were created. Sometimes all that remains of a body is a cracked metal shell. Cryopods found in this area have been either covered by steel or compromised. Our team was able to gather some information about the Etemenanki's production methods. Okay, let's go for the storage area next. And the professor has returned. We're going to send him to the reactor wreckage. We should also be able to get some more ice. The Bardiche is not going to be prioritizing that much. You're going to pick that up if and when available. Okay. There's still more food out there that I can pick up. So I'm not too concerned about it. Hull integrity back to 177. Let's continue working on the panels for a little bit. Hull integrity drops so fast. It's really uncomfortable.
Has arrived at its destination.
Really uncomfortable. Stop that shit. Fix it. Done. Okay, we got 551 in power now. Good. When it comes to the EVA airlock, repair efficiency is increased. I can now shape worker behavior and increase efficiency even more. Let's go and do that. What has the reactor wreckage to show us? Our sensors have located a section of the Etemenankis drifting in space. First reports indicate that this wreckage was once the ship's engine room and reactors. We've arrived at the site. Only 2 of the Etemenankis' massive reactors remain. Initial reconnaissance revealed 3 places of interest. The thrusters, the engine room, and the engine supervision area. Engine room first. Secure the warp core. Let's see what we can figure out from that industrial zone wreckage. I really love how many things there are to explore here. So much stuff. So many stories, really. There is another point of interest here. Yeah. Go, go.
A science ship team has completed
The storage area seems to have been a battleground for a large violent clash. Workers attempted to repel an invader using small firearms and improved weaponry. Sorry, improvised weaponry. Apart from the cutting laser marks across bodies and containers, there's no evidence that identifies the invader. The large majority of the storage areas seem to have been emptied, but after some searching, the RATS team located a number of intact cryopods and resource containers. Everything has been prepared for extraction. Now let's look into those curious yellow particles. We should have somebody picking this up. I think Hermes is not busy. Hermes can also bring food aboard. Hermes is sort of my special duty cargo ship. Are we doing on colonists? 100 by now. Good. Do another cycle there. Hull integrity is going back up. We're running at 100% efficiency. Excellent. Excellent. New maintenance building. The drone bay constructs and stores drones. Drones can be used to quickly transfer up to 10 units of resources at a time between sectors. This is an industrial building, I believe. So if I can find some site over here, that'd be great. It's just it takes up a lot of room. A lot of room. How many people can I house in Sector 6? 800. We're gonna shuffle a whole bunch of people across from 1. Basically any crew from Sector 1 to Sector 6. I'm thinking 200? Yeah. Go for 225. Start. It's gonna be a big, big migration.
An accident has occurred in the typhoon.
Okay. It's not great, not terrible.
Warning. A sector is being overworked.
Well, there's still a whole lot of iron in here that I'm not actually using.
A science ship team has completed a task.
You. Iron. Just make sure that we're actually shipping that iron from this sector back to Sector 1. Iron.
Transfer complete.
Reactor wreckage. The Etemenanki's engines were not supported by a PA or even basic AI. Instead, crew members were constantly monitoring, adjusting and repairing the engines and thrusters. Their living conditions were extremely precarious, and it would seem many of them were either prisoners or rejects from the population on board the Etemenanki. Traces of writing were found within some dormitory cells referring to genetic kinetics and the Ashtingites. There are records of several serious breakdowns before the final explosion. Crew members would work waist-deep in coolant, some dying while performing their tasks within the toxic substance. Wow. Those who refused were executed by their supervisors. This is a lovely ship you got there. Holy shit, these people are really nasty to each other. Can we throw out another probe? No. Why not? Oh, you're still waiting for more polymers. Explains it. We also got a ton of carbon in Sector 6. Which I do not need here. I need that to go to Sector 1. So this is going to have minimum. Sector 1 is going to have maximum. Sector 1 is where it's at. Or where it needs to be at. Sector 6 does not have enough mess holes now. That makes sense, because I shipped a whole lot of people this way. Can we boost the output of this thing even more? No. Oh, this is a great upgrade, though. One food can feed 50% more crew members per meal. So you need half? Wow. Okay. That means I want this intelligent design thing. First we're going to have to go with accelerated growth. Yeah, let's do that. Until such a time as when I can upgrade that, let's make sure that we have enough of a mess hall capability to house and feed all these people. Yeah, this is going to get a little inefficient anyway. It's unfortunate, but it's what we have. Drone wreckage. The team followed the trail of yellow particles through the vacuum to another section of the Etemenanki wreckage. It appears to have been at least partially spared from the destruction we've seen elsewhere. The particles come from the crushed and damaged flowers of yellow squash. A bed of these frozen plants surrounds a large bronze sculpture, a depiction of Earth, crowned with laurels. Many messages have been left near the sculpture, railing against the perceived enemies of humanity, Dolos and the Ashtingites. A plaque at its base reads, "Against the cynicism that kills hope, against the madness which precipitates hell, to perpetuate the genius of humanity and the memory of our life on Earth." There is a compartment beneath the plaque in which a sealed time capsule was found. It seems possible it could be opened. I'm a bit of two minds here. One, I think I should just leave well enough alone. The past belongs in the past. The other part of me says, yeah, but science. And I don't mean science in the form of science resource. It's just that I can learn more about what happened here. So we're going to open that thing up. What's inside that, you'll just have to find out in the next episode. Because I'm ending it here. There's a lot to explore in this sector, so definitely come back for the next one. If you like the content, then please consider supporting me on Patreon. That would really help me out. And of course, thank you for watching this one. I hope to see you on the next.